Om. Vacha, Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. Atharva 235.5. Atharva 235.5. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. 235.5. Atharva. On the face it is very simple. Those who are familiar with little Sanskrit, yes, I can understand this very easily. Vacha Shrotrena Manasa Juhomi. Juhomi, that's the verb here. Hu Dana Danayoho Adanecha, that's the root. Hu Dana Danayoho Adanecha. Dana, Adana, Adana. Dana is to give, Adana is to consume, Adana is to give. So in all the three senses, the root is who. But who comes your Juhomi in Uttama Purusha Ekvachana. Juhomi. Hu Dana Danayoho Adanecha. Dana, Adana, Adana. Vacha Shrotrena Manasa Juhomi. Now, several times I have discussed that the life is a big chain of give and take. So unless there are givers, there cannot be takers. And unless there are takers, there cannot be givers. And it's a big chain. It's a big chain of give and take. Not only between human beings, between human beings and animals, between human beings, animals, and the nature around, the inner nature. Between all of them, there is one big chain of give and take. And as long as this chain of give and take works smoothly, yes, everything is fine. If some disturbance is there, then the whole cycle becomes disturbed and it becomes chaotic. So our emphasis on maintaining the smooth functioning of this big chain of give and take. Juhomi. Here in this particular piece of the mantra, it refers to the giving and taking of knowledge, knowledge and wisdom, experience. In this context, we are referring to that. The knowledge, the experience, the wisdom is given and taken. Now, if this has to function properly, if this process of giving and taking has to be proper, has to be smooth, has to be useful and purposeful, then it has to happen with reference to three dimensions. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa. Otherwise it won't work. It will be half-hearted. It has to be wholehearted. That giving of knowledge, experience and wisdom, or taking of knowledge, experience and wisdom has to be wholehearted. Manasa. So the one who gives or the one who takes has to put his heart into it. It's not just mechanical. It's not just mechanical. Now this can happen only when it is realistic and between one-to-one persons. Nowadays, most of the things are happening through machines. So we use machines for spread of knowledge, use machinery to pass on experience, to use machinery, and the human relationship is missed because machines have no manas. That's one great problem. So though it appears that communication is taking place, though it appears knowledge is spread or taken, but in reality, it would not have happened rightly. It would not have happened completely. So emphasis is on one-to-one personal communication and transfer of knowledge. Give and take of the knowledge, wisdom, and experience. One-to-one. So while doing so, the person who gives or the person who takes will be involved personally, will be involved wholeheartedly, will be doing it wholeheartedly. The person who gives will be very much interested in seeing that whatever he is teaching or giving should reach the pupil. That's the intention, that is wholeheartedly. It's not that I will say whether you want to take it or not, that's your headache. No, it's not that like that. Whatever I'm telling is very important and this should reach you. The communication should be complete. So that intention the teacher teaches. And the pupil on the other hand, is serious in learning, Okay, I have given you fees, you go on teaching, whether learn or not, that's not your concern. No, the student will not speak in that style. Yes, I want to learn, I want to get what you have, it's invaluable. So I put my heart into this process of learning. That is the attitude of the student. So only when the teacher and the taught are on this mood or with this disposition, that communication or transfer of knowledge or experience or wisdom will not happen. Even it happens, it will be half and half, not complete. And that transfer will never be useful because it's not transferred fully. Manasa is so important. When manasa is there, no other consideration is there. Neither fees nor any other consideration in the form of any material or anything. The only consideration is perfect transfer of knowledge, perfect transfer of wisdom and experience. That's the only concern, that's the only focus. All other materialistic considerations are immaterial here. Manasa Juhomi. Okay, manas is okay, but it needs other tools also, like vacha and shrotrena. I have to listen and I have to talk. Of course, the background is manasa. That's their wholehearted speaking, wholehearted listening is important. That wholeheartedness is always there, and give and take is there. That is transfer of knowledge, transfer of wisdom. Vacha, through words. Vacha paribhashane, that's the root. Vacha paribhashane. So through words, we communicate. And we discussed several times, mere words are lifeless. Mere words are lifeless. The words have to be full with or has to be supported by action, suitable action. Mere words will have no impact. Mere words will have no effect, influence. Only when the words spoken are supported by suitable action, suitable practice, it will not get weak. So that's one very important thing. So when vacha is said, it implies that it is supported by suitable action. It is supported by suitable practice. So the practice is behind teaching. Before professing something, it should be supported by practice. Mere professing is of no use. However well the talk is, however it is wise, it will have no impact because it's not supported by action. And to put it into action, once again, manasa is required. If wholehearted effort is not there, everything ends up in dry talk and never will be supported by the action. And only when it is put into action, the other one what I speaking, that experience will come out. It's not put into action, that element of experience will be lost. Experience has to be first hand, and that experience is possible only when we practice it. We'll know the difficulties while practicing it. We'll know the problems while practicing it. We'll know the pulls and pushes while practicing it. If we don't practice, all those things we'll be ignorant of it, and we'll be just giving lecture and lecture and lecture. It is dry words. So it has to become full with wisdom, knowledge, experience, and it's possible only when it is practiced. Acharana, anusthana, whatever you call it. Shrotrena, to listen, to listen. The emphasis is on listening. Cannot communicate through words written. Of course we can, but it is not complete. In particular, the Vedas, the Vedic knowledge. Even other things are also there. In particular, I am telling Vedic knowledge because here, every word we utter is associated with some intonation, with some voice modulation. And those intonations and voice modulations will definitely have an impact on the meaning it conveys. And this whole thing is under one Vedanga called Shiksha. Shiksha. Even in our regular life also, even in other languages also, of course, voice intonations are essential. Modulations are essential. Because they express the mood. The words may be something else, but the mood behind it is expressed only through intonations and modulations. And that is possible only when we talk, only when we listen, but not through writing. If I write it, yes, you will read the sentences, but the mood and intonations will not be clearly conveyed. That's a problem. Now, because of this only, Vedas are also called as Shruti. Shruti, Shru Shravane. That's the root, Shru Shravane. So Vedas are referred to as Shruti because they have to be listened and learned. To read, of course, we get something, but not in full. We miss many things. A lot of confusions could be there. But if you listen, yes, it will all be clear. And to listen, as I said, the teacher and the taught have to be personally in touch. Personally in touch. And it is one-to-one teaching. Another very important thing here is not only just to listen, but whatever is heard has to be reproduced before the teacher. So when the person reproduces whatever they listen, yes, the teacher will be able to understand whether they have received it rightly or not. If something is wrong, while reproducing, they'll say, no, you have not listened to properly. Listen once again and take it in the right sense. This is a process. This is a process. Now, because of this process being followed implicitly, yes, the Vedas are still alive and in the same way, and no interpolations or corruptions have taken place. Because passed on from person to person, personally, through talking and through listening and reproduction. And in all these things, yes, wholeheartedly it's done. Only then communication is complete. Now we speak of many things about communication today. And wherever this communication has to be successful, it needs these things. If the communication is not right, miscommunication, misunderstanding is there, we would have missed on one of these factors. Maybe talking improperly, maybe listening without concentration, maybe not doing it wholeheartedly, or not reproducing and rectifying it then and there. If all these things are done, yes, definitely the communication will be excellent. Now, all these interactions cannot happen with a machine, cannot happen with a book. It has to be straight one-to-one teaching and learning. Then all the elements will be taken care of. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. Now, when you say Manasa, there is another side of that. That is to love. Love. When you do it wholeheartedly, we will be loving the subject, the teaching, and the one who is teaching us. On the other hand, the taught is also loved, the subject is loved, and the whole process is loved. Why I'm using this word is elsewhere in the Veda mantras we find this. It says, Jushaswa. Jushaswa. During the process of learning, they use this word Jushaswa. Jusha Priti Sevanayoho. That's the root. Jusha Priti Sevanayoho. To like, to love. And Sevana is to make it our own, assimilate. Love and assimilate it. Jusha Priti Sevanayoho. So elsewhere in other mantras they say, Ekamana Jushaswa. Ekamana Jushaswa. So whatever this process of learning is happening, you love it. Make it your own, assimilate. Don't just listen and remember. Whatever you have heard, whatever you have remembered, you should make it your own. That is Sevana. Sevana is to make it your own. Assimilate. Ponder over it. Think over it. Do dhyanam over it. And finally see that it becomes your own. And for how you do it? Ekamana Jushaswa. Mana. The same manas is here also. Vacha Shrotrena Manasa. And what that manas has to be? Ekamana Jushaswa. With all focus, with all concentration. That's Ekamana. Don't allow your mind to wander. Don't allow your concentration to get disturbed. Concentrate wholeheartedly, love it, make it your own. Ekamana Jushaswa. Now this guideline is there for the teacher and also the taught. When the teaching process is happening, when the learning process is happening, it should happen with full concentration, without any disturbance. Then the communication will be effective. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. For that Manasa, Ekamana Jushaswa is a supporting piece of Veda mantra from other place. It's also a Veda mantra. And a supporting mantra for this is again, Mama Chittam Te Astu. The same mantra, where it is Ekamana Jushaswa, in that it says, Mama Chittam Te Astu. It's very clear on the face of it. Mama Chittam Te Astu. The teacher is telling. And the taught is also requesting the teacher the same thing. It says, Mama Chittam. My mind and spirit, which is tuned to a particular level, it's at a frequency, the same frequency, let it be in you also. Only the frequencies match, yes, communication will be possible. When in physical things, it's like that. Say, if I want to tune into a channel, maybe audio or TV, the frequencies must match. If the frequencies don't match, no, I cannot get that station. I cannot get the channel. It should match. Even for what is happening now, we are on the hangout and we are on a certain frequency, and because these frequencies are matching, whatever I'm talking, you are able to listen. And your reactions, I'm able to see. If the frequencies are different, no, this cannot happen. Mama Chittam te astu. The frequency at which I'm working, the purpose with which I'm working, the seriousness with which I'm working, let it be the same for you also, te astu. Once the frequencies match, now the frequency is first we call it as tuning. And in the second step, we call it as fine-tuning. Those Mama Chittam te astu refers to that fine-tuning. Not just tuning, tuning and fine-tuning. And once we do this fine-tuning, yes, communication will be excellent. Mama Chittam te astu ekamana jushasva. And there is one more thing. Elsewhere in the same Veda mantra, it says, Anirakarishnuhu bhuyasam. Anirakarishnuhu bhuyasam. What shall be my status while learning? One more element. Nirakarishnu, you know it, Nirakarishnu is to deject, to refuse, to reject. No, I'm not taking it. That is, we create our own mental block. That is Nirakarana, Nirakarishnu. The one who is having that Nirakarana attitude. Okay, I'll take only these other things, I'm not ready to take it. I'm not going to accept it. Now it says, in the learning process, it should be Anirakarishnu, opposite of it. We should have an open mind. We cannot apply filters. But while selecting the teacher, yes, we have to apply our consciousness, we have to apply our test and everything. Once we select the teacher, yes, we should have an open mind to listen to the teacher. Nirakara is not allowed. Rejection is not allowed. If you reject, you miss the thing. During the learning process, we cannot reject things. We have to take things, concentrate on it, and make it our own. Of course, in the beginning, we have to check whether the teacher is a right teacher. Is he really capable of passing on the message, passing on the knowledge? That we have to do. Once it is done, yes, we have an open mind, listen to them. Anirakarishnuhu bhuyasam. Mama Chittam te astu ekamana jushasva Anirakarishnuhu bhuyasam. All these things put together is Vacha Shrotrena Manasa Juhomi. It is supported by all these things. Now Vacha is supported by, I have told you, by action, by practice. Whatever the teacher teaches, whatever he professes, has to be supported by his practice, his anusthana. So though on the face of it, it appears, Vacha Shrotrena Manasa Juhomi. It's very simple, just 4 words. But each one has got its own depth. Vacha to be supported by action. Shrotrena to be supported by concentration. Manasa, wholeheartedness. Fine-tuning. To love it. To concentrate. To have an open mind. You see, only when all these factors are included or are seen through Vacha Shrotrena Manasa, yes, that give and take will happen well. The communication will be perfect. There are several other facets. Vacha, when we say words, of course, we depend on language. That's another very important thing, language. It could be any language. It could be any language. But when this give and take has to be perfect or near perfect, the language what you use to has to be precise. The language too has to be precise. Generally what happens is when you use the language, the meaning every word of the language conveys, it depends upon so many other external things. One we call it as convention, the meaning attached to it by force of practice, by force of usage. And it can be different for different persons, it can be different in different places, it could be different with different cultural backgrounds. Now the same word may not have the same meaning everywhere with every person at all times. Now that's a big problem when you're speaking of language. All these things we come to study under linguistics. That's a big branch. That's a big branch of knowledge. Linguistics. We go deep into it, these are all the things that we study there. The same word will carry different meanings at different points of time, with different cultural backgrounds. And what is the right meaning of that word? Is it that or is it this? Vacha is fine. Give and take is fine. But vacha is through the medium of some language, and these are the problems with languages. Now we have to find out a scientific language wherein our interpretation has no place. I repeat, our interpretation, our conventions should not have a place in that. The very language, the very word of the language should express itself. Then only it becomes objective. Most of the languages you see, they are all subjective. It depends on the person, it depends on the situation, it depends on the time, period, culture, so many things. But only when it is objective, the meaning that a word of that language conveys will be the same for all people at all times, and whatever be the cultural background. And yes, we have such a language. That's a Vedic language, what I have been discussing again and again. And it's based on the roots. And every root of this language has got a definite meaning attached to it. So once you listen to a word, immediately go back to the root and the meaning attached to it, and the whole meaning of that word is fixed, is tethered to one central point. So whatever the meaning it conveys cannot be opposite to it, cannot be beyond it. It has to be within that purview only. And that's the beauty of this language. If I'm right, it's not that I have seen all languages. If I'm right, as many languages as I have seen, I have not found this scientific structure in any of them except Vedic language. So it's open for inspection and discussion. If it is there, fine. I have an open mind to accept it. But most of the time we don't find it. Because almost all languages are subjective in nature. The only language, of course, subject to my knowledge and limitation, the only language what I have seen which is very, very objective is the Vedic language. It is very systematic. If you follow the system of Vedangas, Shiksha, Vyakarana, Chandas, Nirutta, Kalpa and Jyotisha, and in those Vedangas light, if I'm able to see this, all of us will be able to understand the word in the same way. It is not different for different people, it's not different in different situations, no. So that Vacha has got this power behind it. So that Vacha has to be Vedic language for precise communication. Not to be believed. I repeat, not to be believed. You check it. If it is so, take it. If it's not so, come out. No, it has got this lacunae, this has got this problem, these are the flaws what we have in it. We'll rectify it or we will leave it and go for something better. We have an open mind. So, Vacha supported by action. Vacha, the medium of communication, is a precise and scientific language. Every word in the Vedic language is derived, constructed with what all we want to convey. So I want to convey number, yes, I have got vachana, ekvachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana. I want to convey the person, yes, we have got first person, second and third person. Suppose I want to convey some case, we have got vibhaktis. If I want to convey gender, I got linga. Apart from this, there are so many pratyas and upasargas which enhance, which expand the meaning of the word that's constructed. I think it's very logical and scientific. And of course, in the latest computer engineers too endorse it. They say the best language for computers, it is Sanskrit, they say. Of course, the mother language of Sanskrit is Vedic language. Why it fits in? Because of its logic, because of its scientific nature. No string is left unattended. Everything is complete in itself. That's the nature of it. And it's objective. It's objective. It doesn't depend upon the opinion or the feeling or the mood of the person, but it depends totally on what is to be communicated in a unambiguous way. That's the nature of it. Shrotrena, to listen. Here also many people speak about two things. One is to hear and the other one is to listen. All of us, we hear, but very few people will listen. There's a lot of difference between hearing and listening. Shrotrena, that's there. We have to listen. So to listen, our attention has to be focused. It cannot be distracted. It cannot be what's called chanchala. Chanchala. It has to be focused. Only when you focus on the sound we listen, yes, we understand what it conveys. In the vacha, what we have. Manasa is very clear. Shrotra are all the sense organs. They are all dependent on manasa. If manas is not there, even if the eyes are wide open, we cannot see because manas is elsewhere. Even if the sound is so loud, we cannot listen to it because the manas is somewhere else. So whatever the indriyas are connected to will be fruitful only when the manas is there. If the manas is not there, everything is gone. Manas is ultimate. Of course, that is also jada, but that is also essential. If manas is not there, I cannot see, I can listen, I cannot smell, I cannot taste. It's a daily experience. Say, my manas is elsewhere. Finally, at the end of the breakfast, I say, what is it I have eaten? We will not be knowing what we are eating. Is it sweet or is it sour? We will not know because the manas was somewhere else. Have we not eaten? Yes, we have eaten. Is not the belly full? It's full. But what is it we have eaten? We don't know because manas was elsewhere. Was it tasty? We don't know. Manas was somewhere else. You see, it's our daily experience. So whatever we do through our sense organs, ultimately should pass through the manas, only then it gets experienced, not otherwise. Manas is so important. And with all this put together, Juhomi, I give and take. Knowledge, experience, and wisdom. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. Those words are just for the background of it, the depth of it is so much. Keeping in mind the other Veda mantras and the piece of other Veda mantras. This I have been telling. Well, we have to understand one Veda mantra. We cannot segregate it and look into only that Veda mantra. There are so many complementary things elsewhere, and all those things we have to take into the picture, and this Veda mantra will understand it better. Not full mantra, it's only a piece of the mantra that we are discussing. Vacha Shrotrena Manasa Juhomi. Now we are able to understand the force in those 4 words. Now, in the beginning it is very simple. It's very simple, okay. Through talk, through listening, and wholeheartedly we give and take. It's very superfluous. But when you take the support of different other Veda mantras and the depth, yes, now the 4 words become heavy. Heavy means heavy with knowledge and content. Now you'll be able to experience the importance of it. Vacha, Shrotrena, Manasa, Juhomi. Now the impact is different. Next piece of the Veda mantra. Apasmat. 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 Sarvam. Apasmat Sarvam. Durbhutam. Apasmat Sarvam Durbhutam. This once again Atharva 3.7.7 piece of that mantra. Apasmat Sarvam Durbhutam. Bhutam, Bhusattayam, that which is there, that is Bhutam. Durbhutam, Dur is an upasarga to Bhutam. It says that which is not good. Dur means something bad. Jana, Durjana. Jana is people, Durjana is bad people. Achara, Durachara. Achara is practice. In Durachara is practicing something wrong. So that Dur, Upasarga means all those things. Durbhutam, that which is existing and is not good. Something bad. Durbhutam. Sarvam Durbhutam, all such bad things which are existing. All such bad things which have an impact on us. Sarvam Durbhutam. Asmat, from us, Asmat, from us. Apa, go away. Apa is to go away. So all those bad things which are existing, let them all get out from us. 3.7.7 Atharva. Now I am concentrating on Atharva. From several classes I have been concentrating only on Atharva. Finally, my purpose is, when this is the outlook of Atharva, the Veda mantra, can we expect black magic in that? No, no. We can understand every thought that we are discussing about from the past several classes only from Atharva. They are all so noble. They are all so humanistic that we cannot expect black magic or Uchatana, Sammohana or any such thing in Atharva. It's not possible at all. It's a proof for us. It's a proof for us. The one which speaks in this angle, in this perspective, can never think of harming anyone, can never think of doing something bad. Now this is still more clear. Durbhutam, Sarvam Durbhutam, Asmat Apa. Let it all get out. All such bad things from us. All. There is no exception. Sarvam Durbhutam, Asmat Apa. Black magic and other things, they are all 100% Durbhutam. It's very clear. So there is no place for that to exist in us. Deliberately, we want all such dirty things to get out of us. All. We don't want even one to be left. Apasmat sarvam durbhutam. Now, what is bad? Once again, the same discussion. What is bad? What is good? Now, when I ask people to define good and bad, yes, they define it, and it's all subjective in nature. So, what is good for one appears bad for the other. What is bad for other is wonderfully good for another person. That's what is happening. Now, they have got their own background to decide whether this is good or bad. They have got their own cultural background. They have got their own experiences. And it's not that what they are telling is wrong. From their perspective, whatever is good for them, whatever is bad for them is right for them. But are we able to work out something which is common to all? That's a question. Can we make this definition of good and bad objective? That's a big exercise. Vedas have done it. It's very clear. It is 100% objective. All the experience of individuals too is considered, and above it is defined objectively. It may be repetition, but worth repeating it. Finally, the purpose of human life is to strengthen and purify the soul. All, irrespective of from where they come, when they are, where they are, irrespective of it, the purpose of this human life is to strengthen the soul and to purify it. Why? Next question. Why? Because they want to experience ananda. They want to experience bliss. And bliss or ananda can be experienced only by a strong and pure soul. It's not my discretion. There is a fact. Whether I accept it or not, whether I like it or not, whether I know it or not, that is like that only. If you want to experience bliss or ananda, yes, the soul has to be strong and pure, not otherwise. And it is an experience by the soul. Repeat, it's an experience by the soul, and no sense organs are between. Sharira, Indriya, Manas is not there at all. Without their intervention, soul directly experiencing bliss or ananda is our goal, is our search. And this can happen only when the soul is strong and pure, not otherwise. That's the purpose of human life. So keeping this in focus, and it's common for all human beings, not only human beings, for all souls, for all such is this a goal. And nobody will say no. You go on asking them, why you want this, why you want this, why, at the last, at the end they say, yes, I want to be happy. Yes, I want to be peaceful. That's the last place. Whatever they want fame, they want money, they want this, that, everything. But why? Finally they say, I want to be happy and peaceful. So whatever they speak of happiness, that's really ananda, because happiness is subject to or is dependent on sense organs. But ananda is beyond it, beyond sharira, indriya, manas. So we give them an option. How do you define happiness? Is it dependent on your sense organs? Is it dependent on the paraphernalia, the different objects around you? Or you want to experience without an intervention of these things? They definitely choose, yes, we don't want these hurdles, straight away we want to experience. Though they use the word happiness, the actual thing what they're expecting or they want is ananda. Without the intervention of anything, it's a direct experience by the soul. And the source of that ananda is Satchidananda, that's fine. So it's a direct communion, everybody wants it. It's a direct relationship they want. Because that's undisturbed. Whereas if it's dependent on so many physical things, mundane things, sharira, indriya, manas, it's not undisturbed. If something goes wrong, it gets disturbed. If you give that option, they'll definitely choose ananda only. Sukha and ananda should not be confused. But it's a great confusion that's running. Sukha, kha is indriya, sharira, indriya, manas. When sukha is there, it's all dependent on sharira, indriya, manas. But when it comes to Ananda, that Indriya is not there. The Sharira Indriya Manas is not must. We can overcome it. We can transcend it. So everyone's goal, everyone's search, everyone's endeavor is for experience of Ananda. No doubt about it. Whoever that person be, wherever that person is, in whatever time they are, this has been the endeavor. How do you get it? The rule is the soul has to be strong, the soul has to be pure. And these are some common things. These are certain common things and facts which exist, whether we know it or not, whether we like it or not, whether we experience it or not. It's there always. It's beyond that. Now, to have the soul stronger, to purify the soul, whatever we do is called good, whatever is not supporting is bad. Now the definition has become objective. You talk something. Is it contributing to the strength and purity of the soul? Yes, it's good. No, it's bad. You think something. Whether that thinking helps in increasing the strength of the soul, the purity of the soul, yes, it's good. No, it's not right. Don't think on those lines. You do something. You do something. Of course, all these things we do with the help of Sharira Indriya Manas only. Because without Sharira Indriya Manas, soul cannot function. It's dormant. It functions through Sharira Indriya Manas. Okay, you do some action. Now this action, has it resulted in the increase in the purity and strength of the soul? Yes, it's good. No, it's bad. It's a common definition for all. It's a common definition for all. So once we are through with Subhutam and Durbhutam. Subhutam is that which is good, which is there. Durbhutam is something which is not good. Once we are very clear while distinguishing between Subhutam and Durbhutam, then 90% of the job is done. Sarvam Durbhutam, all such Durbhutams, all such bad things. What should happen? Asmas from us, Papa, they should get out. I am not encouraging it. Because encouraging the Durbhutam, maybe one or two also, if not Sarvam, that will definitely pull down the strength and purity of my soul, and I'm away from experience of bliss. It's a loss to me. It's a loss to me. This I can understand and work for it only when I'm a human being. Other than human form, I cannot do this because the Sharira Indriya Manas is not strong enough to achieve this. The tool is strong enough only when I'm in human form. And my whole goal of human life is to move away from Durbhutam, be closer to Subhutam, and as a result, increase the purity and strength of the soul, and be closer to the experience of Ananda and bliss. Now, all these things will not happen automatically. That's a very, very important thing. Okay, this is a prayer, fine. Let all those Durbhutam get away from me, fine. But by just saying so, will it get out? Never. Never. We should identify what is Subhutam and what is Durbhutam and deliberately work on it. Deliberately work on it. Consciously we have to work on it. That's what we call as Purushartha, effort. We should put our effort and see that it gets out of us. And whatever is good, whatever is Subhutam, we have to take it into our fold. And this should happen consciously, with effort, deliberately. Only then things will happen. It will not happen automatically. Our involvement, our working for it, our laboring for it is a must for this. That I have seen elsewhere also. Purushartha. Purushartha is effort from our side. Honest, focused effort. Only when we contribute in that way, yes, things will happen. So you should be aware of what is Subhutam, what is Durbhutam. We should be able to distinguish between the two. And we should put our effort to see that they get out from us. We have to cleanse, to be precise, we have to cleanse our souls. Or in the second level, we have to cleanse our Sharira, Indriya, Manas from these Durbhutam. If we cleanse it, yes, that cleansing will increase the purity and strength of the soul. It is a conscious effort. Every moment of our life, we have to concentrate on this. We cannot waste even a single minute. If you lose a single minute, it's gone. Time is such a thing which will just be moving forward, and missing it is gone. We cannot get it back. Even 1 second, we cannot get it back. It will be so serious. It will be so serious and working on this. And more time we get on this, more happy we are, because we can use that additional time for this. That's why they speak of Jijivisha, to live for 100 years, beyond 100 years. We don't want to cut short this life, because more time we get, more we can work towards this goal. We never think of dying. We never think of dying. We always think of living one more day, one more day, one more day, one more day. Because every moment is used properly for the increase of the strength and purity of the soul. So it's very clear, he says, Apa asmat sarvam durbhutam. So all such things which engulf us, all the durbhutam which engulf us, I'm using that word engulf deliberately, because they are so powerful, that durbhutam is so powerful, that even before we realize, it has engulfed us. It is so fast. It is so fast. Elsewhere in other Veda mantras, they call this Durbhutam by another name called as Duchuna. Duchuna, that I discussed, Duchuna. And the Duchuna, there also that Du is there, Dur is there. Chuna is Tuo Shvi Gati Vruddhau, that's the root. Tuo Shvi, O is a Swara. O Au, O, Tuo Shvi Gati Vruddhau. All that which is fast and grows fast, occupies fast, spreads fast. Such a thing is called Tuo Shvi. Because we find this nature in a dog, it's called as Shwana. It's very fast. It's not lazy. Or it's not slow like a tortoise. It's so fast. And just jumps. And before you know it, has jumped on us. That's its nature. So it's also called as Shwana. Shwana doesn't mean totally dog. Anything which engulfs us fast and spreads fast, everything is called as Shuna. And Duchuna, that's all this Durbhutam. Durbhutam is equal to Duchuna. And what they say in that mantra, Are Badhasva Duchunam. All this Duchuna, let it be away from us. Are is away from us. Let it be stopped. Badha means let it be prevented. Let it be stopped as far as possible. Let it not come near us at all. All this Duchuna be prevented at a distance. Are Badhasva Duchuna. See the spirit of that piece of the Veda mantra, Are Badhasva Duchuna. And this one, Apasmat Sarvam Durbhutam. The spirit is the same. The spirit is the same. Now they are complementary to one another. We find so many such mantras. So many such mantras. So keeping in mind all those mantras in focus, I'm trying to explain this one particular piece of the mantra. It's not alone. Apasmat Sarvam Durbhutam is not alone. It's not a piece of the Veda mantra which is alone. It has got supportive Veda mantras, pieces of Veda mantras elsewhere. Keeping all those things in mind, we have to understand this. So we should be very, very careful. We should be very, very alert. Whatever thought comes to us, whatever speak out, whatever we do, at every step we have to check it. Whether it is Durbhutam or whether it is Subhutam. Whether it is Duchuna or not. We have to verify. And after verifying it at every instant, at every instance, yes, We should be deliberately, if it is duchuna, if it is durbhutam, we should be able to throw it out. Apa asmat, let it go away from us. We are not encouraging it, we are not giving shelter to it. Let it go out. The result is very clear. The result is strength and purity of the soul and are closer to bliss and ananda. Fine. There can be nothing greater than this. There can be no achievement better than this. So this is a piece of the Veda mantra. Apasmat sarvam durbhutam. 377. So one thing we should have understood by this time. Whatever is studied under the Vedas is not theoretical. It's not just to know. It's not a language. Language, of course, is the media, no doubt. But ultimately, whatever we learn from it has to be practiced in every step of our life. It has to transform our life. That we find in every piece of the Veda mantra. It just touches our heart and motivates us to practice it. Only then we get the benefit of it. If we don't practice it, even if I'm a great Vedic scholar, it's a big zero, no result I get. We should understand it. We should put it into practice. We should experience it. And we should transform our inner selves. Yes, we get the total benefit of our Vedic study, not otherwise. And what all is said is universal in nature. It's not for any one person. It never discriminates. It's not for one gender. It's not for one caste, creed, race, or nationality. It's for all. Always, at all times, at all places. So universal is its nature. Not to be believed. We have to study it, and it's true, we'll take it. Whatever I said so far about this, apasmat sarvam durbhutam, does it not hold good for all people? Does it not hold good at all places, at all times? It's an eternal truth. It's an eternal truth. A collection of such eternal truths is what we call as Veda. It doesn't belong to any one nation, any one caste, creed, gender. It's for all. And whatever we have got in this is all true, universal, eternal. Those qualities are there in it, which you don't find in any other source of knowledge throughout the world. They will have some restrictions, they will have some discriminations, they will have some limitations. But this is eternal, universal, and truth. We cannot alter it. We have to just understand it and frame our life accordingly. And life will be wonderful. Okay, thank you for the day. Tomorrow also we can have. Tomorrow I don't have done this. Day after tomorrow I have got. Tomorrow we can have the class.
Thank you, Sharma.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Dressing marks for our dressing.